I decided to make a video about my May coloring plans. I realized that in April it was much easier for me than usual to select new coloring project. Maybe because I have a more limited amount of coloring books, I have less temptation, I was less distracted by the amount of books I generally own, and I think that to have some plans, at least which books I intend to color, it's a good thing. Usually in May I color mostly mermaids and dragons. Unfortunately, I didn't pack with me any books with dragons. And mermaids, you know that my favorites are by Martin Noble and by Color Mood books, but I don't have them with me also. So I will need to try to find something in my available books. And fortunately, I managed to find something which can be colored for mermaid. Or maybe I will manage to go home and to grab some more additional books. Let's start with my plans in goddesses. You know that I always complain about this paper, but still pictures are so good that I definitely intend to continue coloring here. First, I wanted to color Morrigan. She's absolutely amazing, and I also have a soft spot for coloring crows. I don't know why, but I love to color their black feathers with some additional color accents of blue, dark green, and I imagine her maybe with black grape hair, so something unusual. I have to think a little bit more about how to turn those crows into a remaining area of the background, but she is definitely in my plans. Another picture which I want to do is from Greek mythology, and I wanted to color Athena, the goddess of war. She is great. I imagine that I want to do here the fire background, but I'm not sure what's better to do, to wait until I will reunite with my alcohol-based markers or paints to do better fire background, or maybe to try to do it with pencils. But you know that I love to color armor, I love to color all those metal elements, and of course I am so eager to color all her details of her clothes. She herself also is very beautiful, so she is definitely in my plans. It doesn't mean that I want to color all pictures in 1 month. I will select one of three from in each of the books. I selected several projects, and in the end I will make final decision which one to select, and in such way I switch between books, I switch between media, and it's more fun to color. So those two goddesses, they were in my plans for a long time, but then if we color mermaids, then maybe I will color this goddess of water or ocean. Honestly, I don't know anything about Ren, so I will need to learn first, but maybe in May it will be her turn. She is interesting with a lot of interesting details like some corals, seashells, octopus, and this interesting Viking board, so maybe I will color her instead of the two previous images. So that's my thoughts about goddesses. I promise not to complain too much about paper. You already learned all my problems with this paper, but still I think that these pictures, they deserve to be colored. Next, I still can't start this amazing book. I don't know why, because I love everything about this one. Great paper, good images, and I even promised myself that maybe I need to color one image each month according to the signs of zodiac which we have currently. But still I'm more inclined to select one of these images. They are similar, so I need to select one of these, either this one or this one. You can see that they are a little bit similar in the pose of the girls, and the idea encounter of light and shadow, and here encounter between the day and night, so I don't know which one to select. I would love to color these images as a sign of love to our Polish friends who created such a huge support to Ukrainian people, so I think that it could be really nice, especially this one, because it has spring flowers like crocuses, so maybe finally I will do this one. But in this book I also have one image which can be used for mermaid. I found this page which is actually a Cancer, I believe, yeah, in Cancer, but she can be easily depicted as a mermaid. She has such a beautiful face and very interesting crab on her head, so I think that with watercolors you can also color this one. I will try to do this one. Is May. Amazing picture. Next, I realized that in April and in March I totally neglected my mythographic series. I open them from time to time. I enjoy pictures. I eagerly waiting for the next books in this series. I hope that when they will be published, when they are published, I finally will be able to get books again. But on the other hand, I hadn't touched this book in March and April, so maybe I need to speed up a little bit to push myself. In Frozen Fantasies, for a long time I wanted to color either this one, simply because I love to color poppies. I want to practice more, or even more passionately, I want to color this one. I love penguins, I love cosmos, so this one can be a good page. I just need to select which media to use for better covering those ugly images. Can't wait until the next books without the hidden objects. But anyway, I think that this one definitely will be in my May plans. I know all colors which I want to use here. I just need to decide what to use for the background, pencils or watercolors with smaller amount of water to be able to mask those objects. So I need to think about technique. And I also want to start Paradise, which I hadn't touched yet. Here selection is bigger. I'm still not got used to Fabiana Attanasiou's style, so I need to select something more simplified and again to be able to mask hidden objects, because comparing to Wild Winter by Kattenberg, here objects are much uglier. I want to color either this one, you know that I love to color Asian them, and I think that you can create beautiful picture with a bamboo background in the center with a bright dragon as a frame, so it's an interesting one. But I also have in mind this one because it's significant for me personally. Since the beginning of the war I totally lost ability to read. I don't know why, because before the whole my life I was quite an passionate reader. I think that I read approximately 4 or 5 books monthly, and it was very important part of my life. But I can't return to reading, and it's bothering me a lot. I read page and my thoughts, they start to wander somewhere, they are back to the problems, and I can't find distraction and joy in reading. I can't concentrate. It's terrifying actually. I tried to read books in different styles. When the war started, those days I read books about Churchill and his important role in the Second World War, but it hit too close to the current situation. Especially I read chapters about the beginning of the war and the impact for the civilian people in Great Britain, and in those first days of the war in Ukraine, it actually hit it too close to the aim and I wasn't able to proceed. I switched to the easier books, I switched to fantasy books, to the detectives. Still, it's going very slowly, just couple of pages, and again I can't concentrate. So maybe if I color something with books, magically I will retrieve my joy in reading, because it's actually really it's bothering me. And finally, another thing I am thinking of, it's this one, simply because I think that composition is great, and I do love to color wolves, even if their fur is challenging with all those shades of gray and brown, but I think that it's beautiful. Again, I have to think about what media to use, because we have a lot of hidden objects, and here they are absolutely out of style. For many pictures they are not so bothering, but here they are ugly, so I don't want to mess up with this beauty, and I have to think about which media to use. Maybe I have to wait until I will be able to get my set of great shades of acrylic colors. They can be actually quite helpful here for this landscape. I have to think, but this beauty I want to color for a long time. Now let's look at romantic country. Here I was sure that I will do this one, everything just like I love to color: architecture, sweet buildings, a lot of flowers, adorable girls, so easy, pretty, a lot of nice bright colors. But then again I was thinking about a mermaid. I do have one picture with mermaid here, but honestly I am a little bit intimidated by this one. First, it's a spread, so I would color the left side, even if I don't know yet how to do the ground, the mountain here, so I'm not sure what to do with the background. But to finish the whole spread, I'm not sure that I will be able to do it, so I have some doubts. Maybe this one will have to wait until the next mermaid, and I will concentrate on this one because it's definitely so adorable, probably one of the best pictures in the book. Now menu de bonheur. And again here I need to finish one project which I started in April, and I think that I still have a lot of work ahead of me because I colored easier part with the same color combo I did sunflowers, but for the animals, various animals, because we have kitten, we have bunny, we have mouse, we have squirrel, and we have ducklings and mother geese. For all of them I will need individual color palettes. I have to think what to do with the flowers, so a lot of work, a lot of time will require this spread. So I don't know if I can afford to start another spread, but for the mermaid I would like to do the spread with mermaids. It's beautiful, it's interesting, challenging. Sorry guys, I somewhere lost my this one. But again, it's huge and I'm not sure, maybe the half of this I can do, but with the background I am not sure. Maybe I will start with more simple mermaid pictures which I managed to find in my books, and then I will think about this one. I can't promise. Maybe I will combine finishing this spread with something more simplified. After I also wanted to do this one because again I want to color quite bright poppies, and together with the row of yellow ducklings I think that it can be very pretty page, but also a lot of work and time. So maybe I will postpone this one and I will combine something very simple. After I discovered that I actually can color such patterns which previously I didn't like, but now I think that I can use them as a relaxing pictures where I don't have to concentrate on each and every detail. We have many repeating elements, so they can be easily colored. Maybe actually I was thinking about this one. Somehow I am very attracted to the frame. I don't know why, but I imagine it in deep green with the golden ornament in the middle. It's a pity that I didn't pack my golden marker or my metallic gel pens, so maybe I will postpone this one until I will have my golden gel pens. They can be very helpful here. I don't think that I will manage to color this ornament with the golden metallic watercolors, so maybe not this one. Well, let's think that I will finish this one and then I will decide. So maybe just one project from Menu de Bonheur. And finally, I have my two favorite books. In Jasmine Beckett Griffiths, again, the choice of the next project is also between three pictures. One is again about mermaid, but I can't say that I have finally decided already about colors here. I saw original painting and it's beautiful, but as usual I need something from myself. I don't want to copy, and my own idea I haven't imagined yet. Much more, I am attracted to two other images. To this Livre, which I wanted to color in April, but to color picture with Walt, which I did in April. Personally, for me, it was more important. But now I can do this Livre because here I know which colors I want to use, at least for her dress, for the background. So for the main areas and all other details, it will be easier to color. But I also want to color this one. You know that this book is quite popular, so I saw many colored pictures already for many pages, but not for this one. But she's so gorgeous. I do love her face. She's slightly more attractive comparing to the usual girls in this book, which have more round face, those huge eyes, but I do prefer this normal shape of her face a little bit more, so I think that she is very beautiful. And also quite interesting story that it's a girl who lives in an ancient cathedral and she is a caretaker of cathedral, but if I want to follow the story, I need to color her with a lot of gray hair because she has wings made of gray stone, she has gray eyes. It can be interesting picture using various shades of gray on the girl, other shade of gray for the stones of the cathedral, and just couple of bright elements for the glass stained windows and maybe her candle. But it requires a lot of thinking because I definitely don't want to mess up. So if I am at a low spirit and when I need to color just for relaxing, for to distract my mind, I definitely won't be able to do such a challenging project. But if I feel that I improve with my coloring module, with my general spirit, maybe I will do this one because it's gorgeous and I don't think that I ever seen this image colored, so it's interesting to do it myself. And finally, book which I intend to use a lot in May because I know that coloring here and generally to color animals and birds, it's very relaxing for me. It's even relaxing just to watch on them. You know that during the first days, which we spent a lot in the underground shelter during heavy shelling in Kiev, I found several Instagram profiles with cute animals. I watched sloths, I watched a lot of Australian animals, and they are so cute, and sometimes it really helps to relax and distract a little bit. Many adorable creatures. Now I have a lot of such subscriptions on my Instagram, so when I need something warm to look at, I go there and I watch at those profiles. And to color animals, it's also very helpful, and I selected several very big and challenging projects, so I need to make choice, and between three of them I want to do at least one. I have these dolphins. Usually I color of water with a lot of blue colors with a little bit of green as additional color, but here I want to practice more greenish shade of water. And of course the most challenging thing is how to do the sky background. So that's spread number one, which I selected. For this one, I think that I can definitely use more of my watercolors as a first layer. Unfortunately, I don't have my Derwent drawing pencils, which can be extremely helpful here for the stones. Those birds, they are not very bright. I looked at reference pictures, and the only bright areas they have black feathers along the upper part of the back and body, and a little bit of bright spot on the wings. So in order to create some good contrast, I would prefer to color stones and grass in more muted calm colors. That's where Derwent drawings can be quite helpful. And I would like to color these flowers in a lavender color. I don't know, maybe the shape of them reminds me about lavender, but that's what I want to do. But as I don't have my Derwent drawings, then maybe I can use diluted watercolors with a lot of water to get very light, transparent colors as a first layer for the sky, for the stones, and then with the muted colors of the pencils I can work on the details. But you can see again that here we have even more work comparing to this one. So two big projects, but still the third which I selected, it's also a spread and also very challenging. Here we will need a lot of blue colors, so maybe I will need to check the length of my blue pencils from Polychromos set to do all the underwater area and the sky. I imagine that underwater we can simply do with a blend of Indus and Indigo, adding maybe a little bit of cobalt colors, but somehow we need to color those whales to make them the focal points. And I think that in the good contrast to the very dark blue color of the water, I want to do a very light color on the sky. Bright areas I can do making those boats and their sails with some bright colors. So I started to do some preliminary color planning, but again it's intimidating because of the size of the spreads. But as I made this promise to color this whole book one day, then of course I also need to color such huge spreads. So maybe I just need to gather my courage to make final decision which one of the three spreads I will start in May. If you have any preferences, I will be happy to hear your thoughts. Well, I don't promise myself to be very persistent in this coloring. Even if I color part of my May plans, I still will be happy. And as I said, it's easier to select between a lesser amount of books because all of them, they are very dear to my heart. In many of these books I love all pictures from the beginning to the end, so any colored picture, anything I will color, they will be a good addition to my collection of finished pictures. Well, thank you for listening to my rambling, and I hope that at least some of these selected pictures I will be able to show you in the end of May when we will talk about my May results. Please share with me which pictures you intend to color for the mermaid, and What are your coloring plans for me in general? Thank you, and I will see you very soon.